Types of inheritance. The first one is called single inheritance. What is single inheritance? In this type of inheritance, we are using two classes. So class A is inherited with the class 2. So that is called single inheritance. So using two classes, you can use the inheritance. So class 1 is inherited with the class 2. So that is a single inheritance. Now yesterday we have discussed about these things, right? So we have studied about, see, this is called as a class 1 rectangle, and the class 2 is, and in the square I'm going to call my rectangle. So this is called single inheritance. This is a single inheritance. Okay, so this is called single inheritance. Now there are different types of inheritances. So the single inheritance. Next one is multi-inheritance. We call it as a multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is nothing but more than two. When more than two classes is called as multi-inheritance. More than two. First class is inherited to the second class is inherited to third class. So this is called multiple inheritance. It's called as a multiple inheritance. Can anybody give an example for the multiple inheritance? So we already given that square of, now see, multiple inheritance is, I'm not calling that square of rectangle, right? Just right, I'm going to declare this one more class. This is second class. Now I'm going to create one more class inside that. So class something like a triangle. In the triangle, I'm going to call the rectangle as well as square. So rectangle comma square. So you can call, this is called as a multiple inheritance. You can call multiple classes in a single class itself, right? So I'm going to create this is a, now under that I'm going to create a def something like a triangle, def area 3 of self. So what I can do, area of triangle, right? Area of triangle, length into breadth, right? So I need to create the comma length breadth. Now under that I'm going to get self dot length equal to length self dot breadth equal to breadth. Okay, now I'm going to create a self dot area equal to self dot length into self dot breadth. Okay, self dot breadth. So I'm going to print self dot area. So self dot area. Now just I'm going to, how do you call now? How do you call these elements? Can anybody tell me?
Create an object for this.
Which one?
Triangle, creating
for triangle ki create cheyali. I need to create a object for, not for square. We need to call for the triangle. Next, of area 1, area 2, and S1 dot area. So what I mentioned here, small area or triangle I mentioned. Area 3, right? So area 3. So 12 comma 25, something like. So if I compile it, see, okay now? Got it? So okay, class, no, you can call, see, triangle of rectangle square. So these are the two classes, separate classes. Class 1 and this is a class 2. And I'm going to call those two in the class 3. Got it? This is called as a multiple. This is called as a multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So class 1 is inherited. Class 1 and class 2 are inherited into the class 3. So this is called multi-level. You can create any number of multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance is when two classes are more than or more than two classes are inherited in a single class. In a single class. More than two. ఒక క్లాస్ కన్నా నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ 2 క్లాసెస్ కానీ 3 క్లాసెస్ కానీ ఎలాంటి ఒక క్లాస్ లోకి ఇన్హెరిటెడ్ అయ్యానుకోండి, దాని మనం మల్టిపుల్ సైమల్టేనియస్లీ దాన్ని మనం ఏమంటాం మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ అంటామండి. We call it as a multiple mean that mean that so here A and B, A is a square, B is a rectangle, C is a triangle, or A is the class A is the rectangle, class B is the square, class C is a triangle. So class C of class A comma B. So A and B are being inherited with the class C. So this is called multiple inheritance. It's called as a multiple inheritance. Multi-inheritance. Next one is multi-level inheritance. What do you mean multi-level? Aditya? Now what do you mean by multi-level? Anybody? Madam?
Class 1 inherited by class 2 and class 2 inherited by class 3.
Multi-level inheritance. Multi-level. So here what I'm doing? Square of rectangle. Rectangle. Now here instead of triangle of
Square.
square and raskoch. Now I create an object for triangle and same you can call the all the classes. So the class 1 is inherited with the class 2 and the class 2 is inherited with the class 3. So this is called simultaneous. This is called as a multi-level inheritance. Multiple వేరు multi-level వేరు. Multiple అంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్లాసెస్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఆ మల్టిపుల్ క్లాసెస్ ని ఒక క్లాస్ లో కాల్ చేసుకుంటే దాన్ని మల్టిపుల్ అంటామండి. మల్టీ లెవెల్ అంటే 1 ఈజ్ ఇన్హెరిటెడ్ టు 2, 2 ఈజ్ ఇన్హెరిటెడ్ టు 3, 3 ఈజ్ ఇన్హెరిటెడ్ టు 4. సీక్వెన్షియల్ గా రన్ చేసే దాన్ని ఏమంటాం multi-level inheritance అంటాం. We'll call it as a multi-level inheritance. Okay na? These are the different types of inheritance which you are going to use. Okay. So multi-level inheritance. When one class is inherited by another class and the second class is inherited with the third class inherited by third class and so on. This process is called multi-level inheritance. Okay, this is called multi-level inheritance. Yeah. Next, last one is called hierarchical inheritance, madam. What do you mean by hierarchical? Any idea? Madam? For example, hierarchical అంటే ఇప్పుడు చూడండి rectangle ఉంది కదా, we are having rectangle. So we are having rectangle. So if this rectangle is inherited with the square, similarly it is inherited with the triangle and it is inherited to some other classes, that is called hierarchical, madam. Okay na? ఒకే క్లాసు నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్లాసెస్ కి కాల్ చేస్తే దాన్ని మనం హైరార్కికల్ అంటాం మేడం. ఓకేనా? సో దిస్ class 1 rectangle is being inherited to the class 2 and the same is inherited with the class 3 and so on, is called as hierarchical. Is called as a hierarchical. చూడండి what happened. No object, area 2. What is area 2? Square. And okay, I need to call that rectangle, right? So if I call the rectangle, why it is showing the error? If the rectangle is being called for multiple classes. What is error getting out, madam? Can you tell me? Class rectangle and the class same rectangle, I'm going to call in the second square of rectangle. And the same thing I'm going to call in the triangle of rectangle load call chestam, madam.
Can you show the object how you created before calling?
Okay.
Triangle has no area. Rectangle has no area too.
Rectangle ki area లేదా?
Rectangle కి ఏరియా 1 ఉంది, బట్ స్క్వేర్ కి ఏరియా 2 ఉంది.
అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి మీరు? అప్పుడు రెక్టాంగిల్ నేను ట్రయాంగిల్ కాల్
రెండు ఆప్షన్స్ సెపరేట్
గా ఒక దాంట్లో కాల్ చేయలేమా? సెపరేట్ కాల్ చేయలేమా?
అప్పుడు లేదు కదా సార్. స్క్వేర్
1 and 3 కాల్ చేస్తే ఇది తీసేసేసి
1 and 3 వస్తాయి, స్క్వేర్ రాదు.
అంతే కదా. ఇప్పుడు మీకు స్క్వేర్ కావాలనుకోండి, స్క్వేర్ కావాలంటే ఏం చేస్తారు? S1 డాట్
స్క్వేర్ కి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి స్క్వేర్ కాల్ చేయాలి.
ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారంటే S2 ఈక్వల్ టు స్క్వేర్. ఓకేనా? S2 ఈక్వల్ టు square. S2 dot area 1 area 2 area 2 కదా ఏరియా 2 లోకి ఏమొస్తాయి స్క్వేర్ లోకి ఒకటే కదా ఎలిమెంట్ రైట్ ఓకేనా గాట్ ఇట్ మేడం మేడం is okay
We need to create only one object, right?
వన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఫర్ కాలింగ్ మేడం ట్రయాంగిల్ కి గీసాను ఈ ట్రయాంగిల్ ద్వారా ఏం చేస్తున్నాను రెక్టాంగిల్ కాల్ చేసుకున్నాను అదే ట్రయాంగిల్ ద్వారా నేను ఏం చేస్తున్నాను స్క్వేర్ ఇక చూడండి ఈ రెక్టాంగిల్ ఉంది కదా ఈ రెక్టాంగిల్ ని నేను ఐ వాంట్ టు కాల్ దెమ్ ఇన్ ద స్క్వేర్ అండ్ సిమిలర్లీ ఐ వాంట్ టు కాల్ దెమ్ ఇన్ ద ట్రయాంగిల్ ఓకే
Yeah.
Okay, so these are all the different types of inheritance we are having. When a single class is inherited by two or more than two classes, two classes simultaneously is known as hierarchy. Now, can you give one more example instead of area? Can we perform operations, arithmetical operations, logical operations, and relational operations? Can we do it? Now, here I'm going to use operations. So I'll make as addition, okay? Addition. Under that I'm going to perform variable 1. So under that I'm going to give x comma y. Okay. Now I'm going to use x, y, x. Now, right? Now I'm going to use some what is the variable given?
Add.
So we'll get a val, right? Variable 1. So we need to use comma sum. I'm going to declare one more variable. So do we need to have sum equal to of x dot y. Now here I'm going to use sum, right? Now I can call that as, instead of rectangle, what I can do? I can call addition. Okay, madam? Addition. Okay. And I'm going to use this as a subtraction. Right? I'm going to okay. Now I'm going to copy